There were fireworks shows all over the country on the 4th of July, but there was one big blast in Duncanville, Texas that sent Duck fans into a frenzy. Number 1 wide receiver DeCorey Moore committed to Oregon in dramatic fashion. You see the green smoke signifying his commitment to the Ducks. What a night it was. But in this video, we're talking about what's next, and there could be a lot more to come for Oregon. I got Justin Hopkins from Scoop Duck. He's going to break it all down with us. But first, Duck fans, these are exciting times. Lock in, hit subscribe to the best recruiting channel on all of YouTube. I appreciate it. All right, let's bring in Justin Hopkins. And Justin, DeCorey Moore. Wow, what a battle this ended up to be. What went on behind the scenes the past few days? Because we hear a lot of Texas fans this morning saying, oh, it was all NIL driven. But you and I both know there's a lot of factors, and hey, NIL might have been a major factor, but there's a lot of factors that go into it. What did you hear happen behind the scenes to put Oregon over the top?
Yeah, I mean, did Texas run out of money all of a sudden, or what? No, I mean, NIL
you need
is
to
a
trade in a
factor
Lambo or two, I guess, huh?
Yeah, exactly. How I couldn't get the resale value back out of them. No, I mean, NIL was certainly a factor in his commitment. It was a factor in his recruitment. I mean, he was going to get paid what he was due. And, whatever that value is, who knows? But that wasn't it for Oregon. I think that they really, really sold hard a chance for him to kind of blaze his own trail out in Eugene, kind of get away, just kind of, to spread his wings, if you will, as a Duck. And I think that was one of the biggest things. Additionally, Oregon had several coaches, and I'm sure Texas did too, but, Oregon had several coaches and several recruiting personnel. And I had people tell me that, weren't just assistant coaches or paid coaches, like, man, our involvement and our recruitment of this kid is unlike anything that I've ever seen. Just the amount of effort that they put into it, the amount of love that they tried to show the family and make his family feel comfortable with potentially leaving to Eugene. Certainly helps that there's been a newly added flight, direct flight from Austin to Eugene. I believe it was Southwest Airlines. That was convenient. Last thing is Junior Adams is a killer. He's a stone cold killer on the recruiting trail. But Rashad Samples, a recently hired running back coach with ties to Duncanville, with ties to Texas, was absolutely instrumental in this as well. So I think you put those two guys on the trail together, and that became really what it boiled down to for Oregon, just the fact that they were able to relentlessly recruit him and really lean in on those relationships.
Yeah, what a night it was for Duck fans. And like I said, there could be more to come. And I want to talk now about 5-star corner DJ Picket, because there's just big news about him. He was expected to make a decision sometime in October, definitely during the season at some point. But then all of a sudden comes back that he wants to do it on July 17th. So now all of a sudden we're 2 weeks away from DJ Picket, 5-star cornerback out of Florida, ready to make his decision. And it sounds like, talking to Steve Wiltfong, Ducks are in a pretty good spot here.
Yeah, I've kind of felt like and posted on Scoop Duck that I think the one constant in his top two has been Oregon. I think at times it's been Miami. I think at times it's been LSU. I know there's been other schools there, but I feel like Oregon's just kind of been that constant in the top two. And I'm not saying that I felt like they've led the whole time. I just feel like they've certainly been a very serious candidate in his recruitment and, kind of leading up in this earlier commitment. I'm with Wiltfong. I really feel like the Ducks are in the driver's seat. And once again, they focused a lot on Pickett early on. He's been on campus several times. Obviously, I know we talked about this previously. I know Zephyr Hills isn't exactly in Tampa, but we're calling it, Tampa bonus.
Hey,
and the Ducks have
lump it in there.
Tampa adjacent, right? And the Ducks have a couple guys committed from the Tampa area, and I think that was, a little bit by design. So, for Oregon, I really like where they're at. You and I both know we've been in this game long enough, Josh, that a lot's going to happen over the next 2 weeks or week and a half-ish in his recruitment. But I think if he was committing today, it might be Oregon. And now we'll just have to see if they're able to hold out. Miami's going to be tough. I think a lot of people are sleeping on LSU too. They're definitely tough. It's going to be an interesting couple weeks.
Yeah, and 2 weeks during the dead period is more like 2 months. So a lot of twists and turns available for DJ Pickett's recruitment. But another one that it seems like Oregon's leading for is Trey McKinnon. And a couple months ago, you asked me, where do you think he's going? I easily would have penciled him into Ohio State's class maybe 3 or 4 months ago. But things change, and now it's clear Oregon is the team to beat for Trey McKinnon, the number two safety in the country out of Ohio. Rumors are, though, he hasn't set a decision date, but the rumors are swirling that he could do something this summer. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm going to use that M word that some people hate, but momentum. Oregon's got momentum right now, right? I mean, DeCorian Moore is not only just a big commitment for Oregon and a big sting for Texas. That one resonates nationally. Like, everybody's looking at that like, whoa, what are the Ducks doing? Enter Trey McKinnon, enter DJ Picket. They're going to look at that and be like, man, Oregon's really trying to build a program. They're working on a national championship. I think Oregon has led for Trey McKinnon, and I'm with you. I think that he potentially could be making a decision maybe in July, maybe in August, but like you said, in the summer, probably before his senior season, so he can focus on that. And this is one where I feel like Oregon's the team to beat. I have my prediction on Oregon, and I don't know, maybe Oregon tries to sneak it in there before DJ Pickett to give them a little bit more mojo there. But things are certainly falling in place for Dan Lanning, that's for sure.
Man, and Dorian Brew kicks it all off. And Dorian Brew's from the state of Texas, but he might not be the last 5-star out of the state of Texas for Oregon. Michael Terry, they had the number 1 wide receiver, DeCorian Moore, now the number 1 athlete in America. Michael Terry, sounds like the Ducks are in a good spot here. And is he another one where we don't exactly know when he wants to decide?
Yeah, that's correct. He hasn't given any indication of when he would like to commit. He has mentioned at least once or twice in my interviews with him, potentially making a summer decision, but never, been married to that idea. So, yeah, that's one that I felt like before DeCorian Moore's commitment that Oregon led. And now, do you wonder, does that rock the boat a little bit? Maybe does that push him Texas direction? Will the two split or will they join up in Eugene? And gosh, if you're Dan Lanning and Will Stein, that would almost become an embarrassment of riches, right? Having Dallas Wilson, DeCorian Moore, Michael Terry, rest of the guys they have committed. That would certainly be a lot of firepower on offense. So I think Oregon has been probably no worse than in his top 2 for the last month or so, but I'm really interested to see how this DeCorian Moore commitment kind of impacts things there with Oregon and Texas.
And, here I am thinking, hey, we're going to talk about three 5-star recruits right here with Oregon after landing a 5-star. And I totally forgot. I blew it. There's Jonah Williams. He's in play, the number 1 safety in America. He's also out of the state of Texas. How could I not mention Jonah Williams? Because, again, just a couple months ago, maybe even 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago, we felt Jonah Williams was a long shot. But now things are starting to change. There's some baseball coaching changes that have gone on in the state of Texas that kind of maybe made the waters a little murky there. But what are you hearing about Jonah Williams and the possibility of bringing him to Oregon?
Well, I know you're a pro, Josh, so I wondered if you'd circle back on this one, and you did. You did it just like a true pro. And I'm going to be honest. I'm actually really close to putting in an Oregon prediction on Jonah Williams, wow. I believe. I think I've heard enough that the Ducks have just done a tremendous job here. I think Oregon has wanted to they've wanted to sign 4 to 5 defensive backs in this cycle, 2 at corner, 2 at safety. And right now they're looking at potentially having that be a 5-star grouping, if you will. So I do think Oregon leads for McNutt. And I also think that they're in a great spot with Jonah Williams. And, I know baseball was a big part of that. And there was some, transition there with the baseball coach at Texas A&M. I don't know that was so much of a factor, just as what Oregon was selling, to Williams and having a really strong baseball program there. So again, I think that Oregon leads for Jonah Williams. It might be slim, and it still is going to be tough to get him. But once again, we're talking about another 5-star that the Ducks could be closing on this summer.
It's trending that way, and you know what else is happening? The Ducks are now trending for the number 1 class in America. They're not there yet. They need another couple pieces to go their way, but Duck fans, talk to me. The flock is hot. Let us know below who's going to be the next 5-star to commit to Oregon. Let us know. Comment section below. Well, you've made it to the end of today's video, but there's hundreds more videos on the On3 Recruits channel for you to check out, and also, while you're here, hit subscribe.